It's chat time with Chunk and Cucumber and your host, Dino.
Good morning, everybody.
Yep.
Welcome. It's morning.
Yep.
That was great. Good morning and welcome to Chat Time. I'm your host Dino, as always, and with me is not Chunk and not Cucumber. So the trailer lied to you. We apologize.
Yeah, where's my face?
It's located right above your shoulders, on top of your neck.
Oh,
You got it?
got it.
Okay, cool, great. With me is Brian today.
Hey.
We don't have him on Chat Time that often, but we need to have him more often because it's always nice to see your face.
Only if we can delay this by like 3 hours so I can sleep in.
You got to talk to Danny and Art about that.
All right.
I have no say in the matter. I have no power in this show whatsoever.
Done.
It's awful. I'm just kidding. But with us today is Sammy Ruiz,
Hey.
wonderful artist, musician. Say hi to the folks, Sammy.
Hey guys.
Yeah. I said folks, not guys. It's okay. I'm sorry. It's fine.
Oh, starting off harsh already.
I
like
need more
it.
of this. It's fine.
How many cucumber stickers do you need?
What?
It looks like there's 1,600 cucumber stickers on it.
There's like one. I don't know what you're talking about.
I see all the green, and it just looks like a bunch of cucumbers.
There's Grogu and Beetlejuice and Frankenstein and Cucumber and the words "Be Brave" next to the toaster from Brave Little Toaster.
All right.
So it's only one cucumber. God.
Well,
criticizing
when
this
it's on
stuff.
its side, it looked like a bunch of cucumbers.
He would appreciate it, I'm sure. But yeah, so Sammy's a wonderful artist, and we're gonna get to know him in a second. But before we do, we're gonna do what we always do. But how do you feel?
Yay.
But how do you feel? I know it's weird not having Cucumber making weird behind theme songs that don't exist that everybody can hear.
Does that help?
Nailed it. But how do you feel is where we talk about how we're feeling today, but using a category. And we're getting in the spooky season, and Sammy likes the spooky, so I like the spooky as well. So we're gonna do a spooky layer. We're gonna describe what our spooky, scary layer would be if we were like the villain in a horror movie. There's Dracula's got his castle. The Phantom's got his like creepy dungeon thing. I don't know what he's got. I haven't seen that in a while.
He's got his opera.
He's got his opera.
Yeah.
And his like weird cavernous, sex dungeon. I don't know. That's basically what it is. So what would your spooky layer look like today? If you were going to decorate it today with how you're feeling, what would it be? What are you guys thinking?
The first thing that came to my mind was something that looked like Mr. Burns' office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A real big office.
Like a corporate villain? Yeah.
Kind of, corporate looking, real dark, real big, real long, but a bunch of posters. I love movie posters.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of movie posters. I have some in my current office.
Okay.
Conjuring posters.
Nice.
What's your favorite poster?
My favorite would probably be my Conjuring posters or my Trick or Treat posters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, big
I like
fan
that.
of Sam and Trick or Treat.
Yeah, I like that. What?
I'm simple. I don't need much. Just my desk, my tablet, piece of paper.
That's pretty spooky too. Is like walking into a giant dimly lit office and there's just posters of scary things, and that's all that's there is a desk.
Yeah.
And a person just waiting.
Like the devil's office or something.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Brian, what do you think?
Mine's definitely like Dracula's castle.
Okay, gothic.
Yeah, because I definitely need a coffin so I can to wake up this morning.
Yeah.
So,
But can you do that yourself, or do you need like something pushing you up to?
No, I just did it right now.
You just
Yeah,
okay.
Get down here. Do it again.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that's how I wake up.
That's how you wake up.
Yep.
Every morning.
Yep. Hands crossed.
I'd hate to be somebody sleeping next to you. Like, what the hell? What? So would it be decorated like Dracula's castle with all the candles and everything?
Yep.
Nice.
And then like a giant cobweb that comes down from the ceiling to the floor.
Oh, I like it.
And then kind of like I'll stand up on the stairways, like behind the cobweb in the corner.
Just hiding.
Like,
Well,
Say very little.
aha, I like it. Just
Yeah.
to be very, very strong but
Yeah,
silent.
did you watch original Dracula?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
He literally doesn't say much.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
He says like 2 lines and then comes down the stairs. And then 2 hours later, he says another 2 lines. Man of little words.
true.
That would be me this morning.
Isn't that that was Bela Lugosi, right? He was foreign, right? Wasn't he came from oh gosh,
Don't ask, I don't know.
Hungary?
Sure.
Hungarian, huh? I think,
What?
I think he's Hungarian.
I think he's Hungarian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct us in the chat if you know. Grace here says mine would be a small HR office, a little larger than a broom closet, because you know nothing good is going to happen in that office.
Yep.
I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, we were watching like behind the scenes of Dracula, and like they were talking about how Bela Lugosi had to learn how to speak English better, and it was
Yep.
so like the things like Dracula were easy for him because he didn't have to say much.
Yep. And he's the reason that all Dracula's blah 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 blah.
It was just, like close to his normal accent.
Yep.
Sort of. But oh gosh, what am I thinking? I think my spooky lair will be like a cabin in the woods kind of thing, like an ominous cabin with like on the outside it looks really scary, and then when you go in it's like surprisingly comfortable and warm, and I'm welcoming,
That's nice.
but it's like it would like it would little things here and there like is that candelabra made of bones? No. Is it?
Yes.
You know, things like that. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
this is a nice. Is that a
Now
dead
second
animal?
guess everything walking
Yeah,
into it.
yeah, exactly. Oh, what's behind that door? Oh, don't go by that door. You're fine right here. Things like that. I think that would be mine. I'd be like lull you in with comfort before springing the trap.
Yeah.
That would be my thing. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. What about you, Ryan?
I'd probably go with something like Ruse, like Science Slayer.
Okay, yeah.
Because you want to make the big fart gun, don't you?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need the big fart gun. That's the most villainous thing we can do.
I
Fart
said
people's-
Dart gun. Oh,
Dart.
Oh, okay.
Oh god, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yep.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I
what's the
enjoy
thing?
it a lot, and I didn't think I would, but I do.
I don't think we need like 6 of them though.
Is that Despicable Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Despicable Me. Yeah, I don't think we needed that many. I think one was good. We didn't need more. Although we do like, was it the second one with the like nerdy villain?
That was the first one.
Oh, that was the first one. Who was the villain in the second one? I don't remember now. I don't know, but I did like that villain. That was a good villain. I don't remember who played him now. Anyways, we'll
Good
figure
time.
that out later. So, yay, Sammy's here. Yay.
Yeah.
So, Sammy, who are you?
Who are you?
What do you do? How many hats do you own? Do you prefer dogs or cats? And how many socks do you own?
Great question.
Yes.
Yes.
Important ones.
Sammy Ruiz. I am an artist and a musician from Los Angeles. Los Angeles native. I grew up in Northeast LA, which is Highland Park, Eagle Rock. So I definitely grew up in the hood. And that definitely has an influence in the things I draw, the music I play, the music I listen to.
Nice.
Dogs or cats. I love dogs. I'm terribly afraid of cats.
Really?
Oh, really?
It's I can't explain the fear.
Okay.
Yeah. So what about black cats with all your spooky stuff?
I even have a hard time drawing them. I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I
No
don't think I
way.
draw
Oh,
them.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's so cool. I like that. You draw all these spooky things. My cats are like, nope.
Yeah.
You do all the spooky stuff.
Maybe you were an Egyptian god or something, or pharaoh.
That's what people tell me. That like,
Back in the day.
maybe you were killed by a cat.
Oh,
possibly.
Yeah.
Killed by
Yeah,
like a
big-
jungle cat or something.
A tiny house cat. Death by tiny house cat.
Killed death by tiny house cat.
Yep.
That'd be awful. It's like God, was it Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Yes.
The rabbit.
Yep.
Look at its teeth. Look at all the
terrifying.
bones.
Yeah, I love dogs. I have a little dog, French bulldog named Lux.
Oh, Frenchie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lux. I love it. How old is he?
She
She,
is
sorry.
a little over a year.
Oh, a little over a year. Oh, so
Yeah.
still a puppy.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
puppy,
that's
puppy,
great.
puppy.
Yeah, she's funny. I swear, sometimes it's like a little human in there. She has a big personality.
I love Frenchies.
Turns out it's a cat in a dog costume.
Yeah.
Actually,
Joke's on you.
Starbucks has these gift cards now that are for Halloween. It says Happy Halloween, and it's a cat with a dog mask on,
Oh, really?
holding like a trick or treat button.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why it makes me so happy. So that's cool. So you grew up in Highland Park and Eagle Rock. You said it influenced your art. How so? Like what brought it? Did this art passion come from your childhood? Like did it start young, or was it later on in life?
Yeah, I think with the scary stuff specifically, my grandma or my parents would leave me at my grandma's house, my mom's mom. And whenever they'd leave me there when they would go out clubbing and stuff, whatever they would go do, my grandma would let me watch scary movies.
Yes.
Oh, very
Best
nice.
grandma ever.
Yeah. So we'd watch The Exorcist, The Lost Boys. Fright
And
Night,
you were
the
2
original
years
Fright Night.
old.
Yeah, I was
Pretty
young,
much. Yeah, really.
young and traumatized, but it left like a big impact on me. And I've noticed growing up in these areas, predominantly Hispanic areas, a lot of Hispanics, and I'm sure you've been to the Midsummer Screams, the horror conventions. A lot of Hispanics, specifically a lot of like cholo looking dudes, like horror movies.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have noticed.
you know, it's a funny connection, but I can understand because we grew up watching them. We're kind of traumatized by them now. And,
Traumatized.
Yeah.
Just embracing it now.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's and if I stalked your Instagram correctly, that's definitely part of your art style.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. A lot
Yeah.
of you can see Edward Scissorhands up there on the screen for those of you watching, which is super cool. I love that. And I like that there's dinosaurs in the background, makes me happy. That's super cool.
recently, I started drawing these. Let me pull it up here.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I lost connection.
Oh no.
No, we'll fix it.
The screen mirroring timed out.
Oh no. It doesn't do that. That's not good.
That's good to know.
So if you just
Oh, yeah.
screen mirror again. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Anyways, so you were influenced by the movies. Did you always live there in far east LA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Eagle Rock, Highland Park. Then for a bit of time, we'd moved out to Palmdale with my family
Oh, okay,
because
cool.
the price of living was cheaper and stuff.
Yeah.
But I hated that area. There was nothing to do.
Yep.
Yeah, especially when you
Yeah.
grow up in that area in Highland Park, everything's so close.
Yeah.
Pasadena, Glendale, Burbank, Hollywood, it's all there. You know.
Yeah.
Do you have a? Oh.
Yeah, I'm a city boy, so growing up in Palmdale, it's just it's a lot of desert.
Mhm.
But thankfully, I met some other dudes out there who like punk, and we had a punk band out there.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What was the name of your band?
The first name that we had was the Psycho Sinners.
The Psycho Sinners.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Oh, there we go.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I started drawing these characters, what I call Halloween homies.
Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah.
I noticed there's one missing. We need I need a Frankenstein.
Oh, Frankie. Yeah.
I need a Frankie homie.
I did Frankie. Let's see. Where is he? It's like a biker.
Oh
yeah, there he is.
That's cool. I like the beard too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
I love that. That's awesome.
So yeah, these are fun. I've been creating just like a mashup between the old LA style.
Yeah. With the monsters, the
Yeah.
classic monsters. I love
Yeah.
that. And I love that it's unique. You know, that I haven't seen anybody doing that before.
Yeah.
But I love that like you're taking this like part of your life and your love of horror and spooky things,
Yeah.
and combining it and making it like not just a something to draw, but you're like kind of you making it part of who you are. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And you're bringing that into your art, and it shows. And I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
Corey says hi, Brian.
Yeah.
Hi. We're also here too, Corey. What's wrong? Jeez. Anyways, so what? When you first started, like, did you start with like spooky drawings like this too? Like, how did you like? What was the first process of getting into art? Like, what did you start drawing back then?
Yeah. Well, I started drawing young. My mom would sit down and draw with me. My mom was very artistic.
Oh,
She
cool.
was a seamstress.
Oh
Oh,
wow,
wow.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Nice.
So we sat down and she would draw dinosaurs with me and stuff like that.
Nice.
Then as time went on, I was probably no older than 10. I would draw my own movie posters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was
Nice.
designing movie posters. I'd go watch a movie with my dad, and I'd come home and kind of draw my own version of it.
Oh man, that's so cool. Do you
Nice.
still do that? Do you just like draw movie posters for fun still, or?
Actually, yeah, it's funny how things come back full circle. I was recently asked by Hulu
Oh shit!
to redesign a few movies that they have on Huluween at the moment.
No
Oh,
kidding.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
So you have your art's going to be on Hulu to see and everything?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Is it already up or
No,
not yet? Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Shh,
When,
secret.
do you know when it's going up?
So it's kind of a lengthy submission process. As far as,
Oh,
like, they
got
want
it.
their content to be very, like I'm not kind of bashing their name.
Oh, right,
So
right.
they
right.
have to kind of pre-approve my drawings and my post. So
Got
that
it.
at that point we can post them.
Oh, okay,
It
great.
should be even the next, I'm hoping 2 weeks.
Great.
Nice.
So right before Halloween
Yeah.
kind of thing. Excellent, excellent. So look on Hulu for Sammy's art for the posters. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So you've been doing art. Sorry, my words are hard. You've
It's
been doing
early.
art. What?
It's early. Drink more
It
coffee.
is drink more coffee. You started working, started drawing really young. When was it that you decided, like I could do this like full time? I could like really start like focusing on this art, because I know like growing up and like I did choir and stuff back then, and I was like, I'm gonna be in music. I might be on Broadway. And then there was a point where I was like, well, maybe I don't want to do that yet, but like maybe I should focus on like something that's more traditional career.
Yeah.
But then I got back into like now I'm talking with felted friends and artists on the internet for people to see.
Yeah.
So what did you ever have that moment where you were like, well, I should probably have like a stable job for a bit or anything like that, or did you just go gung ho into the art?
No, actually, I think that time came for me in high school, because in high school I was drawing all throughout high school, and I was also in a band, so I was drawing the T-shirt designs, I was drawing the CD
Nice.
covers for the band.
Nice.
But I think being able to apply art to something that I can make money off of really gave me like, oh shoot, I can do this. I can
Yeah.
start designing shirts for bands or things like that, and that's kind of
so
what
cool.
I started doing. Yeah.
Okay, so you started designing for other bands and everything too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Still here in Island Park, or was that the Palmdale area?
No,
Oh,
it's actually at that point I was back in Highland Park.
Okay, very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I had my cousin had a bunch of friends in punk bands back then. It was probably a little bit later though. What was like the weirdest thing you ever did, like weirdest like commission you ever had to do, like back then, like in high school, like any band? Did they have any like weird requests or anything like that?
Shoot, good question.
Yeah.
Maybe weird for other people, but I think
That's fair.
Yeah. A lot of the designs I was getting asked to do were either from punk bands, some rockabilly bands, or metal bands.
Oh, nice. Okay. So it would look dark, but it was like that's normal because it's the culture, right? Yeah. Okay, I get that. That. That's awesome. What was your first like? The first thing you remember being like, the first gig or commission you were like, oh, I can make some good money. Like this is really good.
That first for me, actually, I think it was. I had a friend who really took me under his wing. His name is big shout out to his art name is The Art of Sketch.
The Art of Sketch.
The Art of Sketch. Yeah, he does a lot of the shows like the Midsummer Screams and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he gave me a lot of advice, and he allowed me to do my first art show.
Oh wow.
And he had told me, anytime you draw something, you could sell the original drawing if it's on paper. He's like, but just make copies of it, make prints.
Oh yeah.
I never thought of that. I'm like,
Really?
I can continue making money off drawings.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
That for me was a game changer.
Oh God, I bet. Yeah, and especially like once digital became more of a
Right.
viable option, where you could just like do it all digital and then make print after print after print
Right.
after print. That's so cool,
Yeah.
and it blows my mind still that we can do that. That like you can make a high quality art print from like drawing on a screen.
Yeah.
And that's nuts to me. And I am not an artist. Not like I had draw one character that I got from a old Flash video from weeblestuff.com called Magical Trevor, and that's like what I draw. And then like I borrowed my stick figure style from artist named Sam Brown, and that's all I do. That's the only thing I can draw.
Yeah.
But I am so happy that like people, especially at places like Midsummer Scream,
Yeah.
where they really pushing artists forward, trying to say like, look at these people, like they're making great stuff, buy their things, do this, and I think a lot of that, the culture is rediscovering how great it is to have people that do make art
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like unique things that we could buy, and even just like stickers. Like it's not like a lot of money, but like being able to like oh, I want to put that sticker like on my Hydro Flask, or I want to put it on my backpack, and like
Yeah.
it's not like a band logo. It's not like a movie character. It's something unique that somebody made, and like that is now a part of their life, and you're like spreading that out for people to see.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that now more than ever that's happening, and especially in the Halloween community,
Oh, big time.
which blew up in the last like 10 years. You know,
It's huge now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're like, I don't know if you all know, but there's a lot of Halloween conventions around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
So many.
so many, and down here in LA and Orange County especially, there's a lot of Halloween like marketplace kind of things where it's like a farmer's market but for Halloween stuff. Like there's like a ton of them that pop up around this time of year, like every week, at least one or two that I know of. There's probably even more.
Yeah.
But like things like Midsummer Scream, where they rent out the Long Beach Convention Center. Usually they rent out the Long Beach Convention Center and fill it with thousands of people, and they have mazes and other haunt things. They have tons of artists and performers and stores that sell like clothes and bags.
Yeah.
And it's been blowing up, and I think I noticed that Halloween time is a unique opportunity for people to be creative.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's almost like free reign, because anything can happen in a horror movie. So you can make whatever you want, and it can be creepy. It can
That's
be
what I love
spooky.
about horror.
Yeah.
Movies could be terrible or they could be great, and I love them either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it still looks cool, and there's they were like the acting was terrible, but that's a great idea. Like,
Yeah.
who thought a pillow could kill you? Like on its own, things like that, where it's like, what? Okay. Kenny
have a
says, "Jeez,
question.
Brian, let them speak."
Nope. Not at all. I got a question.
Yeah.
Is there, not for you.
Oh.
You're not the guest. Is there a particular horror movie that started your interest and started you on your horror artwork craze?
I think. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there like a top one that you're like, all right, I'm making art now because of this movie?
Yeah, or one of them. Like if you can't narrow it down to one, like a couple of them that are your favorites that you like really. like.
If there's two, there would be the two that I watched with my grandma when I was younger.
Oh, yeah?
And it's The Lost Boys and The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And The Exorcist,
Yeah.
nice.
Those two.
Yes.
You watched that young too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that when I was like 8 or 9.
That's a terrifying one for a young
It's
kid.
awful.
That's terrifying.
It was. I definitely. It made me double think twice about watching anything that had to do with like possession.
Oh, yeah.
Any like when like was it The Exorcist of Emily Rose came out, stuff like that. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can handle it.
I feel like that's the scariest stuff ever.
The possession things.
Yeah,
'cause it's
because I
corrupting
mean,
us.
serial killer, you're like, oh, I'll run away from him, and as long as I don't trip and fall, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
Exorcist, you're like, nah, that shit's possessing me, so I can't control it.
Yeah, you have no control over it.
Yeah.
It's like takes control, and yeah, that idea of like you are no longer in control of your own body, like that's scary to people. And I think it just as human beings, that's just like a natural thing that we fear is being out of control.
Yeah.
So the idea of like some foreign malevolent spirit or demon or something coming in and taking over your body and making you hurt people that you love, like that's really scary.
And it's an unseen villain. You know?
Yeah, you don't know it's there, and
Yeah.
especially you as a person, like you can't see it.
Yeah.
And then they're hiding in people that you might know, so like you don't know that they're possessed
Right.
until it's too late. You know,
And they're crawling up the walls.
rolling up the walls, vomiting, and shoving crosses in their, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Coming down the stairs like upside down. That's like the worst one.
yes,
Yeah.
that's creepy. Yeah, they'll like with the like bodies bent all weird ways and stuff. Oh man,
You know what's a scary one for me about possession, but that doesn't really show too many scary things? Is a movie called Fallen with Denzel Washington.
I haven't seen that. That's about
Yeah.
possession.
Yeah, it's from the maybe late 90s.
Yeah, I've heard the name. I've seen the name, and I think I've seen the poster. I think I can recognize it, but I didn't know it was about possession. I don't know why I
Yeah.
didn't think about that.
It's about
Oh.
a demon that kind of just jumps from person to person. But there's really no graphic scenes in the movie, but it's all psychological. And it's one of the scariest movies, in my opinion, that I've ever
Oh,
seen.
man.
Yeah.
I'll have to
Fallen.
look it up.
Fallen, yeah.
Fallen. I gotta remember that. Fallen. Okay. If only my girlfriend was here to remember that for me. Great, thank you. Kelsey's in the studio. Sorry, hi Kelsey. Okay, so that we know where the art came from. What about the music? Where did the music come from?
Music, still the same time, I would say, from a young age.
Comes from your soul, man.
Yeah, from the soul.
You're right. Forgive me.
My dad, he was into heavy metal and into punk. And
Nice.
my mom was into like dark wave and Like the
That's
Cure,
cool.
Yeah, the Smiths and stuff, bands like that.
Oh, very nice.
So at a young age, my dad would he was always playing Slayer. Slayer is his favorite band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I'd started as a drummer.
Oh, nice.
I
Okay.
was a
cool.
drummer in a punk band. And 1 year for Christmas, my grandpa got me a guitar.
Oh,
And during that time, I was really into Social Distortion.
Social D, yeah.
Yeah, and I seen Mike Ness. I'm like, man, that guy looks so cool with his hair and his Pendletons and stuff.
Nice.
And that's what kind of made me want to play guitar.
Oh.
Okay,
Nice.
so like seeing that and that led you to that. Did you always do them like side to side? It sounds like you've always done them together. Like art
Yeah.
and music was always linked together for you
Yeah.
between band posters and everything like that. That's when because now you're writing your own stuff. You're doing your own music, right? When did you start that? When did you kind of like go off on your own without the band kind of thing? Because you talked about being in bands, but when did you start doing your own solo stuff?
Well, I left the band that I was in. We were called Bad Luck Bandits. We broke up in about 2017, maybe.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. And then from that point on, I'm like, well, I guess I'm done with music. I'm like, well, I don't want to be done. I want
Yeah.
to keep playing. So I just kind of continue playing just acoustically, acoustic solo shows, because I didn't have anyone to play with. And from that point on, I just kind of continue doing that. I'm like, this is fun. I can do whatever I want when I want.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Were you playing shows like up until the pandemic and everything like that? Were you still doing shows and things, or?
Actually, I was playing through the pandemic.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Good for
Do
you.
you have like a spot that you play at normally, or
Yeah, there's one spot down the street from my house in Highland Park called the Offbeat Bar.
the Offbeat Bar? Okay.
Yeah, I'm there a lot. Where else? My friend owns a place in El Segundo called South Bay Customs.
South Bay Custom.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really cool spot.
All right.
Custom cars?
Huh?
Custom cars?
Actually, he's a motorcycle builder.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And so
Custom
you
bikes.
have like shows there like at night or something, or?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So it's-
smart.
Yeah,
That's really
Custom
smart.
bikes, even better.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Nice.
that's a really cool spot.
James says, "Show your face, Ryan."
Do it.
We're hiding him today. You don't even have an excuse anymore because the green screen is not even being used.
Aha.
Well, I mean now, obviously. Ryan used to pop his head like in and out of like the screen, like right here or something.
Oh, yeah.
But
always
lately,
creepy.
hasn't we're gonna have to get back into that. See the top of your head more often.
It's the best part. It's the best part of Ryan.
Yeah. That's really cool. So what? Because right now your style, like we were listening to some of your music in the car actually, which is super cool, and I like your singing voice. It surprised me that it was like it's different than your talking voice.
Yeah.
You affect it with that like style, kind of like almost like Tom Waitsy a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah,
you know, and
very
I
Tom
love
Waitsy,
it.
yeah.
I love it. What's your inspiration for your solo music? Instead, now that you're out of the like punk bands and stuff, what's the inspiration for your own style?
For the solo stuff, it's pretty much a combination of a few different people. So
Yeah.
Tom Waits is probably number one.
Nice, I love Tom Waits,
Yeah.
so good for you.
Tom Waits has a lot of different styles of genres of music. Like,
Yeah.
there's one specific one there. He does a lot of piratey kind of music.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
love that. Like I call it bad guy music.
Bad guy music. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's true. Yeah, I can hear that. The bad guy music.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounded like oh god, what's this song? Like a Chocolate Jesus and
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
like that kind of style where it's just like very pared down
Yeah.
and the gruff voice. Oh man.
Very simple music, but his voice was like very, that's why I kind of make my voice a little like raspy,
Yeah.
cookie monster-ish.
Cookie Monster-ish, yes.
No question.
What?
What is Tom waiting for?
He is waiting for.
Oh god. He's
What is he?
I don't know what he's waiting for now.
You just said Tom waits.
Yes.
What does he wait
For
for?
Jesus.
He waits for Jesus. Chocolate
Oh.
Jesus.
All right.
Yeah. If you
Nice.
don't know who Tom Waits, everybody, or if you've never heard his music, you should look him up. You've seen his face. He's been in lots of movies and
Yeah,
stuff.
he's also. a movie star,
If
yeah.
you've seen Mystery Men from the 90s, he plays the armor, the guy that like gives them the non-lethal weapons, which is surprising. And I saw him in the movie. I was like, is that Tom Waits? What?
He's in the Book of Eli.
Book of Eli. That's right. He's in the Book of Eli.
Yeah.
He's in a bunch of stuff. But great guy, interesting music, lots of fun. And he's definitely like Tom Waits is not a genre. Or I think he's his own genre. I feel
He
like
definitely
he
is,
makes his
yeah.
own music, his own style, and he like pops in and out whenever he wants to.
People
and I
ask me,
love
what
it.
kind of music does he play? I'm like, wow. I'm like, well,
He
how
plays
do I
Tom Waits
explain?
music.
He plays music. He plays his own.
He plays his own music. That's it.
Yeah, definitely Tom Waits. Mike Ness. I like the Mike Ness solo music that he does.
I haven't even heard his solo stuff.
No, it's pretty cool.
Yeah?
It's very inspired by what Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, old country,
Oh, okay.
old
I
1940s
like that.
country. Yeah.
So you went from Slayer to It's like it's a Johnny Cash style.
Yeah.
I like that. Kind of like you. You went from punk and metal to like the acoustic style. I
Yeah.
like that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I've always been a fan of acoustic music. I love the intimacy of it, and like everything feels a little bit more personal.
Oh, yeah.
With it
Yeah.
because
Big
it's so small of a performance, but it still can be so powerful. Like there's a guy I like. He calls himself tallest man on earth.
Is
Oh,
he?
yeah. Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he the tallest?
No, he's actually short. But he calls himself the tallest man on earth because he's saying that like he feels like the tallest man on earth because of his life and things that make him feel good. Jokes. But he's the same thing. Like he'll be on stage, just him and the guitar.
Yeah.
I saw him at the Santa Barbara Bowl, which is like a huge place, but it was like just him, and like he filled that whole theater, the whole amphitheater with his energy. Like he had speakers, but like it was one small man on stage with a guitar almost the size of him, and because he had like a really big guitar for some reason, and he just the whole space was his, and
Yeah.
like no doubt. And it's like amazing how somebody who like really feels what they're doing can completely command that kind of audience, that kind of stage, just with a guitar and a voice. Like that's it. And I've always loved how important that could be.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. Big time. Storytelling. And I think that's important
Yes.
for culture. through
Yeah.
history. Yeah.
Absolutely. Here at Perception, we love storytelling. That's
Yeah.
what we do
Yeah.
all day. I'm curious what are there certain aspects of your life that inform your songwriting? Like because you're the style is based on certain people that you're fans of, but like what about the content, like the actual writing? Like is it based off life? Is it just things you like?
Yeah, I think that all the content is really what inspired me to do it in the first place. Because I had a lot of negative emotions that I grew up with as far as depression and different thoughts and stuff like that. I'm like, maybe if I sing about these things and if I were to relate them to the audience, it might help them too.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's amazing how we can use our art for our outlets, and how it becomes therapy in a way, kind of thing, where like you get it out of your chest, and then other people hear it and they can relate, and and it helps you. You're like, oh, okay, so if you're feeling the same way I am, so like I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Like, and you get that kind of like that mutual support in a way.
Exactly.
Where we're like, okay, we're in this. We got each other. Like we understand what each other's going through.
Yeah.
And you can be that kind of like light for that voice of reason, a voice of compassion for people.
Exactly. I think with the songwriting too, I always told myself, be very specific about what you feel. Don't beat around the bush. Just if you feel suicidal, say that in the song.
Oh, okay.
Because that can make all the difference between someone really connecting to that song.
Oh yeah, like don't be shy. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That makes sense. So don't hold back because they're gonna hold back as well. So
Exactly.
allow them to get there with you, kind of thing. I like that. That's really cool. That's a very interesting take on it. I like that a lot. There's a ska band that I really like, Streetlight Manifesto. You know them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the same way. Like they don't beat around the bush. They talk about suicide. They talk about like losing somebody to cancer. Like they get real dark, and it's interesting seeing a ska band do it. But they're more like a punk ska band. Like they're definitely more alternative. But they have a song. What's it called? A Better Place, Better Time, which is literally about a guy trying to convince a girl to not kill herself, but saying like, I'll be there for you. Like you don't have to do this, but if you choose to do this, I'll still be there to support you.
Right.
Kind of thing. It's a weird take on that. Like I've never heard in music before that idea of like, it's always like, don't do it or like I'm feeling this way, but I've never heard the like, you don't need to do this, but I will still be there if this is the choice you choose to take. And like there's a line that says, I'll draw your bath and I'll load your gun, but I hope so bad that you'll bathe and hunt, kind of thing. So like I'll give you what you need, but I just hope you don't go down this path, kind of thing.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and I love like when artists get to that point, get to that place, and are able to just convey it in a way that is raw but still understandable.
Yes.
And then you can you even if you never really address that part of you, you can still understand where that's coming from. You're like, oh man, like, I get where that place is, Excuse me. I got a little crunchy in my voice there.
And I think that's the fun part about doing it by myself now is I could write the song about suicidal thoughts. Then I could write a song that I have called Fire in the Sky about alien abduction by UFOs.
Oh shit, that's cool.
So
I was just gonna say.
back and forth.
I was just gonna say, do you do anything that's not so heavy? So something a little
Alien
more fun.
abduction. I love it. I love it. Fire in the Sky. I didn't hear that one. I missed that one when I was looking through your Spotify, so I have to look back at it.
That'll be on the new CD.
Oh, it's a new. It's coming out. Oh, got it. Okay.
Coming
When is
soon.
Is that coming out soon? When is that coming out?
I hope I was supposed to have it by the end of this year, but I'm hoping early next year.
Early next year. Okay,
Yeah.
keep an eye out for it. Is there a title for the CD?
It'll be entitled after my mom's name, Lydia.
Oh, that's sweet.
Lovely.
Look for Lydia by Sammy Ruiz. I
Yeah.
love it.
Do you have any songs about escaping serial killers? Since it's up there.
Actually, really, that's a good point. I'm writing a song kind of about Michael Myers and
Yes.
Freddy.
I love it. I love it. Oh man, that's so cool. We have your tablet set up, and I was wondering, we were talking earlier. Maybe you could do a little demo about your style and
sure.
And what you do for the folks. What are you gonna draw for us today?
So I'm thinking something simple and quick, but still fun, which would be a pumpkin.
Oh yeah,
Kind of a pumpkin in my style.
perfect timing.
Yeah. Scary pumpkin.
Yeah. So when you're getting ready to do a piece, what do you like? What is your where does your inspiration come from? Like, do you have like thoughts throughout the day that you write down, or like if you think of something, do you immediately have to start drawing it? Like, what is that like your creation process in the beginning?
A lot of it starts with research.
Oh, really?
So if I'm drawing something, let's say a character from a movie, say Candyman,
Okay.
I'm going to pull up a ton of reference pictures of Candyman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what faces does he make? What does he wear?
Okay.
What are his the primary gestures he makes with his hands?
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you look up everything you can about the character first to get it in your brain, kind of
Yeah.
thing, and then you can mold it to however you need it to be.
Exactly.
Okay. Very cool.
And
So-
do you start with like a thumbnail sketch of a pose or something, or do you just jump right in?
You know, I usually start with a few sketches, thumbnails,
Okay.
and from there I kind of know what I want as far as composition. He's going to sit on the page and things like that.
Okay.
And just go from there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's
All right.
see where you started.
Feeling the pressure.
No, you're good. Do your thing. You do your thing.
Nah,
We're,
you'll be
we're just gonna
fine.
talk through it and everything. But
Don't suck.
yeah.
Luckily, there's an undo button over there.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna look great anyway. So,
So I'm very new to digital art. I've got this iPad within maybe the last 4 months.
Oh wow, that's pretty new.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I had a few friends. My big shout out to my friend Ray Paez.
Ray
He
Paez.
really gave me a lot of pointers and tips on how to work it.
Okay.
Very similar to Photoshop.
Mhm.
But I use the same pretty much methods that I would on paper. with
Okay.
this. So I start with my pencil sketch, for example.
Oh yeah. Very cool. Did you when it comes to art? Did you take classes? Did you study on your own? Like what how did you develop your craft?
So I took art classes at PCC, Pasadena City College.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of the art classes there weren't really focused on character design, which I feel like I'm pretty much a character designer.
Okay.
They were kind of learning colors, color theory,
Mhm.
composition. I took some graphic design classes, but I didn't really start learning character design stuff until after school, until after I got
After
out.
college?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool. So the drawing was just like more like whatever you knew and how you wanted to do it, but you didn't really study actual what you do now until after.
Right.
Oh, okay. Where did you
Yeah.
study at,
Well,
or on your own?
on my own, I signed up for an online school called Schoolism,
Schoolism.
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's ran by this artist named Bobby Chu. Bobby Chu was an artist for like Disney. He
Oh,
worked
wow.
for a lot of the major companies.
Okay. Very cool.
But the way he breaks down his courses are really, really beneficial, I think.
Oh, okay.
Super affordable
Nice.
for anyone that wants to learn how to do art, and it's primarily focused on character design and for people that want to work in the industry, like as far as designing characters for cartoons.
Oh, like an animator. Kind of-
Animator.
oh, okay.
Exactly.
Very cool.
So
That's
like,
good
wow,
to know.
like, this is super specific to what I want to do.
Yeah. It's cool that you nowadays, especially, like you can find what you want. Like
Yeah.
somebody's gonna tell you how to do it. You'll find videos or a class in some random online school somewhere. Like there's everything. And now they have like that master class thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And
where
I've
you, like-
taken that too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Like I can't justify spending like buying it because I'm like, this would all be cool to know, but I'm not using any of it for myself.
Yeah, I
I'm
sit
just-
there
I'm
and
just
watch the
curious.
Steve Martin one over and over again. Just
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Steve Martin.
But I'm like, I'm never gonna do this, but it's Steve Martin.
Yeah, it's Steve Martin. That's so cool.
So yeah, I took the master class with Hans Zimmer, the composer.
Yeah.
The music composer.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
see, I'd watch all those just because.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got hired to do some music for a short film series.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah, and when I got asked, they assumed I did it because I'm a musician.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, do you make music for movies? I'm like, yeah.
Sure.
I just
Just say
lied.
yes.
Yeah,
Right?
always say yes.
Say yes.
Always say yes, figure it out later.
Yeah.
If any job you go to do, if they're like, hey, can you do this?
Yes.
Unless it's something ridiculous like speak French. Like if you don't know how to speak French at all,
And even
don't
then,
lie.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe you can probably fudge it a
Baguette.
little bit.
Oui, oui.
Yeah, depending on what it's for. If they're asking you to be a translator to speak French, maybe not. But if they're like, oh, can you speak French for a role? Like, yeah,
Yes.
sure, absolutely.
Are any French people watching?
Yes.
Then yes. I
Yeah,
can
then
do it.
yes.
Yeah.
It's like there's a comedian that has a thing about he auditioned for Sacha Baron Cohen for Bruno, and they wanted him to be, he didn't know anything about the audition, but they wanted him to speak German, and there was an actual German person there, and he was definitely making up, but Sacha Baron Cohen spoke German, and so he like went over to him and started speaking in German, and he didn't know what he was doing, and so he just made up a bunch of words.
Yeah, you mimicked him.
Yeah, and Sacha Baron Cohen's like, what? And like the casting director was looking like, oh, this is like, he was speaking very passionately, but like Sacha Baron Cohen's like, what are you doing?
Fake it till you make it.
What? Yeah, exactly.
till you make
But he's like, it was hard because like I could tell Sasha hated me because he knew I was speaking gibberish in a German accent. But he's like, I just did it. Like I told him I could do it, so I fucking did it.
I would have hired him just for being brave.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just for selling it.
You
Yeah.
have the guts to do this. I'm like, you're hired.
It's awful. Ooh, I like the way you're starting this now. It looks more like a skull than a pumpkin too.
Yeah,
I like
that's- So a lot of the drawings that I
It's
do
a sculptin.
yeah.
it.
See, even when I draw faces, they have like that cheekbone kind of very prominent. The eyes always do circles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
A lot of people ask me, how come you do the eyes like circles? I'm like, I just kind of got it from Tim Burton. Tim Burton would do that.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's very cool.
Obviously a big inspiration on.
Yeah, I was gonna ask any other artists that are big inspirations.
Yeah, I think, Tim Burton would be definitely one of them. I got a chance to go see his art show at the LACMA Museum.
Oh, nice. I
nice.
missed that one.
Oh,
It was,
man.
2015 maybe?
Yeah. I remember when it came out, and my friends and I were gonna go see it, and we never went around to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people obviously know him for his movies, but as an artist, I think he is an amazing artist.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I love
yeah,
his style because it's really hard to replicate
Oh yeah.
because it's like, I don't want to say it's shitty, but it's like that's his style, you know.
yeah.
And so if you try to copy it, you end up making pieces that look too clean, and that's
Right.
not his work at all.
Right.
I love how rough and raw his images are.
Yeah, and I mean it comes out in his movies too. Like even
Yeah.
the stop motion, everything is like Nightmare Before Christmas. It's not like refined looking. Excuse me. It's refined in the sense that they work hard on it and they make it look the way they look on purpose.
Yeah.
But it definitely looks more like ragged and raw than and like just like his art style, which is really cool.
Yeah.
That it can translate to like something like stop motion. He actually went to Burbank High School.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
He grew up in Burbank, yeah.
I like how his art style looks exactly like his hair all the
It
time.
really does, huh?
Just like unkempt and
Looks
all over the
exactly
place.
like his hair. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's
Oh man.
my favorite part.
How's Volume doing? I know you're out there, Volume. We see you. So hi,
We
hi, Volume.
hear
I
you
can't see your.
because
I
it's
can't
volume.
Ha! Ha!
Jokes. It's got jokes.
Oh, that's so
Yes.
Yeah, another one for me would be Ed Roth. I really like Radfink.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna say.
yeah.
Rad.
That's cool. When you were those inspirations to you growing up as well, or was that later on in life that you started like really liking and trying to emulate them?
I think, one inspiration that I had pretty much from a young age was an artist named David Mann. So David Mann drew a lot of motorcycle art.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you've
Oh, yeah.
seen, I'm sure you guys have seen his work.
Yeah, Brian definitely
Yep.
knows.
Yeah. And so my dad's a biker.
Oh,
Nice.
So yeah, throughout my whole life, he's always had
Harleys?
Yeah, Harleys.
Yep.
Yeah.
cool. Nice.
Nice.
He's always had David Mann posters hanging around the house.
Mhm.
So I would look at his posters and kind of copy a lot of his pieces.
Oh.
There's one piece he had called a Ghost Rider.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yep.
that's cool.
So my dad still has that piece that I drew when I was about 7 years old. Yeah.
You
Oh,
like
that's
copied
awesome.
it, or
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
When was it when you were like when you feel like you had your style, like you weren't mimicking anybody anymore, you weren't like emulating their style, like you had your own style? Like when did you think that came in?
I think I didn't realize that myself. A lot of people started telling me that.
Oh,
And I think my style was kind of founded on a lot of mistakes I was making.
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
like what do you mean?
So for example, so mistakes as far as meaning like the anatomy of a face shape.
Oh, I see. So
I was-
kind of like molded in different ways, kind of thing. Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't really know how to draw a face. So people are like, "Hey, that's your own style." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, sure.
It
I just don't
is.
know how to draw a face.
But yeah, now that's your style. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's cool that people identified with something that you weren't trying to be identified for.
Right.
necessarily.
Yeah.
And now that's like becoming part of your style. That's really cool. I mean, that's making lemons out of lemonade, making
Right.
lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah,
One of
that.
those. You can make lemons out of lemonade, right? Sure.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep. You can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. We're creatives. We can do whatever we want. Oh man. Do you so you go to all the a lot of the Halloween like conventions and stuff like that? Do you go to any like out of state stuff?
No, actually, never any out of state. I do know they have a lot of horror conventions out of state, though, huh?
Yes, I mean they're growing.
Yeah.
I feel like California like really started that trend. California, the coast kind of started it.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
And now like it's seeping into everything, and which is super cool. And I love that it's Halloween is becoming more of like a big holiday, you know. But what do you go to things like like Not Scary Farm or Horror Nights and stuff like that? Do you enjoy going to those events as well?
Oh yeah. Actually, this year for the first time ever, I went to Horror Nights, Universal.
Oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
Did you like it?
I did like it, but I thought Knott's was better.
Yes.
I agree. Yes.
Now, can you tell me why?
I think because Universal, you're going for the big names, you're going for
Yep.
the Exorcist maze.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
But when
big
you-
scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're walking through everything else, when you're not in line for a maze, there's some scare actors. They're in a very specific area, but there's not really much to see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
mhm.
But Knott's, the entire thing is an attraction.
Yeah.
Yep.
That we both agree. I'm sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That it not and the thing.
I
that
mean, we might be a little biased, but
that's true. Both of us have worked for them in different ways. But yeah, I agree. I think Knott's what Knott's does really well is really immerse you into whatever it is you're doing
Yep.
at the moment. So if you're in Ghost Town,
Yeah.
you're like covered by the fog, and all around you it looks like the Calico Ghost Town.
Yes.
You're seeing these characters run by, and like they're not just like a guy with a pipe, like
Yeah.
Right.
like there's a rancher who got turned into a bull, and now he's towering over everybody with the pitchfork. There's a guy who got turned into a rooster, and he's walking around clucking like a rooster. There's another guy who looks like a snake. It's got he's a shaker like a rattle. Like
Yeah.
everybody's got like a character.
You're right.
And then in the mazes, the same thing. Like they act like a character, and they scare like their character would scare,
Yes.
rather than just hiding behind a curtain and then pressing a button and a light
Yep.
flashes and you
that's
go,
what
wow.
I was just gonna say. I enjoy that Knott's seems to let their performers perform,
Right.
and while they're scaring you,
Yeah.
which I think is huge, rather than just bah and then
Yeah.
hide, and then bah and then hide.
And some people do that, and that's okay. Like the jump scares get people, and it's
They can work, but not for every single scare.
exactly, and that's part of. Sorry, Universal, if for some reason ever thought about sponsoring us in any way, but hope you take
Nah.
criticism lightly. But yeah, it always felt like the same scare at Haunt, or a lot of the same scare at Horror Nights, where it was there was a lot of those like jumping through curtains or popping up and then going away. Because it was they were focused on like, oh, we spent all this money to make this scene look just like it did in the movie,
Right.
and then
Which looks great.
which is fine. Like the Ghostbusters maze was super cool. They I don't know if it was still around this year. I think it was.
This year, no, I don't think it was.
It wasn't? Okay. They had a Ghostbusters maze in 2019, and it was cool because the scenes were really well done.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of like, this is just a hallway. And then
Right.
there's a scene. Oh, look, there's Slimer, and he's being zapped by raced ants or something like, and
And it looks great.
it looks really cool. But then nothing really happens, or maybe somebody pops up behind you or something
Right.
like that, or in front of you, and then you walk through a hallway, and then somebody randomly pops out of the blackness at the big flashing light, and then goes back behind the curtain again, and you're like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know it's there because everything else around you is nothing, and then you see the hole where they're gonna come out of. You're like, I know where you are. Like, I see that. Whereas, and then it's like, okay, I knew you were gonna do that. But then at Knott's, like, you literally see the guy standing there in the middle of the walkway, and you're like, oh fuck, like, what is he gonna do?
Yeah.
What is he gonna do?
And that's
I gotta
scarier.
walk that way. What is he gonna do? And that's worse. That's so much worse. Like, the only one that really got me at Horror Nights was Us, the Us maze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they did that. The whole maze was themed. All the hallways were themed, and the cool part was, like, they had the tethered, like, Lupita Nyong'o's character in, like, one of the bedrooms or, like, the living room of the house or something like that. She was, like, standing there with the scissors and, like, just looking at people. And I was like, oh shit! And then she would do the quick run.
Yeah.
And, like, stop. And I was like, like, that's, like, so much scarier than any kind of jump scare or anything. Like, that's ridiculously scary.
And I think
compared to
that's
that.
why I prefer like the possession movies over slasher ones for scary times, because it's the same concept. The slasher ones are always just popping out to scare, where like the Exorcist ones, they're doing all the creepy movement, the fast and the
Yes.
slow and the upside down.
And you watch it
And it's the
happen.
movement that's it's the unnatural movement that's scarier.
I love it. Yeah, and not that Horror Nights is bad by any
No, I
means.
enjoy it. They had a Krampus scare zone one year.
Oh
That
yeah,
was like my favorite thing ever. Yeah, because they had Krampus on tall stilts, and then they had little elves running around, and they
Oh,
would like
that's so
run
cool.
between the legs of the Krampus on the stilts,
Oh,
and
that's
get
so
like
cool.
double scares on people.
I missed that.
And I just sat there forever watching it.
Oh, I didn't get to see that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I remember that one. 2019 was my only year that I went to Horror Nights, and I didn't really want to go. I was like, I don't want to spend the money for that. I could just go to Hunt for like half as much. And then my friend was like, I'll buy your ticket. You can pay me back later. I was like, fine.
I guess.
And it was fine. It was just really busy, and the lines were so freaking long.
Yeah.
And there was like, they had scare zones, and there was one that was like these like deer people. I don't know, but it was like a hedge maze that wasn't really a maze, and they were just kind of just there, and you were like, I don't understand what's happening, but it's awful. I was just walking through fake bushes, and then like some bunny and deer antlers would pop out and then go away. And then keep watching. And there'd be like some set pieces. They're like, oh, that looks pretty cool. They did a good job with that. Oh, they had somebody over there. Okay. And then we left. And that was it. I was like, this is not like a scare zone. This is an art exhibit. Like, but yeah, not Horror Nights. Scary Farm. Not Scary Farm is they really do a good job at telling stories too.
Yeah.
And their mazes are they're unique. They're not designed usually on IPs.
That's what I like about it.
They're
They
unique
can't
stories.
afford the IPs, so
Yes.
they come up with their own stuff.
And they do a great job. And like some of the people, like John Cook, who's gone on to do great things with the Queen Mary, Dark Harbor. He worked with Haunted Hayride too, which Kelsey and I are gonna go to on Sunday. I'm really excited.
Nice.
I've never been to Haunted Hayride, so
Yeah, neither have I.
yeah, it's I hope it's great. It looks great.
I'll be there Friday.
Nice.
Oh shoot, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh man,
All right.
that's awesome. You'll have to let me know how it goes. Yeah, I'm excited. We got like the VIP because it was only like $15 more, and it just means we wait in a shorter line or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was like
Worth it.
It was worth it, yeah. And even then, it was only like $60 for the event. So I'm totally down. But yeah, I like stories. I like to know. I like to be able to figure out what's happening, not just because I know the movie. You know, like there's a new one they just put in there called Mesmer, which is it's based off of like a circus sideshow kind of thing, carnival sideshows, and they have like a trailer that you can watch on their Instagram, but they also they play it and they hear sounds of it happening in the line, and it's about like the assistant of this hypnotist like trying to pierce the veil and bring the spirit world into our world or understand it more. And so like because of that, like these characters start coming out and you see them all. You see the like the human noodle like all twisted and torn. You see like Vanya the Vane, who's like she's like a tightrope walker, but she was so into herself that she's got like mirror shards in her face and everything like that.
Yes.
And super. There's the zoetrope man, who's like it's like he's got one of the zoetropes like spinning, and then you see this like giant like version of him like coming out of it. Like it's really cool.
Yeah.
And so like they all have a theme and a style and a story, and like even the guy, you hear the hypnotist assistant like realizing that he's done too much. He's like, oh no, this can't be. And he's like, you see him like hear him like freaking out at the end, and he's like loses control kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I think the same applies for art too. Is when I see there's a lot of artists who could draw existing characters very well.
Mhm.
They could draw Reagan from The Exorcist very well. But when I see an artist who draws original characters that are really well done, I'm like, okay, you have my respect. You know?
Yeah. And you can tell like who that character is, and like not just like it looks cool. You're like, oh, okay, like I see what.
And for
do
me,
with
if they're able to capture that specific character in their own style,
yeah,
that looks completely like their style, I
that's
love
super
seeing
cool,
that
too.
too.
Yeah.
I even love seeing like I like your shirt with Porky and everything too. Like I love that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of like cover music in music and with bands and everything too. So I don't know why I like hearing the new things that come from like doing something in a new voice or a new idea or a new thought process.
Yeah.
Is really cool. Even like one of my favorite examples is Eric Clapton. Layla. He wrote about a love affair that he had with Patty Lloyd Harrison, and for those of you that don't know, that's who he's singing about, is George Harrison's ex-wife. So they were all friends. Yeah, they were all friends. Patty, George, and him were all friends, and they were like in love with each other, and like they couldn't do anything. And so the Persian myth that the song is about a woman and who can't be with the person that he loves. And he's saying like, Layla, you got me on my knees, Layla, I beg you, darling, please. Like it's all like you can't be together.
Yeah.
And at the end of the song, you hear the piano, like the da 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 da. That's supposed to that symbolize like their love becoming a thing, and like the resolution of that. And it's so like fiery, passionate, because it's like this like passionate love that can't be, and like it's this, that's why it's so raw. But then later on in life, he did an unplugged session, and he did it acoustically. And if you've never heard the acoustic version of Layla, it's totally different. It's much more like do 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 do. It's more relaxed and very much like what's it called? Reminiscent. So he's looking back because they did get together and they ended up breaking up.
Oh, okay.
But they're all still friends. So it's instead of like this like passion of like, oh, I need this love, it's more like it is more like oh man, like yeah, we had our time, like, and I remember that love, that passion, and it is what it is. And it didn't have the piano thing at the end. It didn't have anything. It was just more acoustic and like pared down, and it was just him as an older man remembering that part of his life. And it's a totally different story the way that he plays it, and it's so cool to hear stuff like that.
It's interesting how a song can change through time, you know?
Yeah, through time, especially within the own artist, you know, where they're like, this song means something different to me now because I've gone through whatever it is. And so I love when artists do their own take on things, whether it's music or fine art like this.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Or in different mediums even, you know, like there's a thing that was going on, I can't remember what it was called, where it was different artists would pass on things. So like some artists would create something like a drawing or a painting, and then pass it off to a musician who would write a song about whatever that painting was, and then somebody else would write like a sketch about it or something like that, a video, okay. And then somebody else would do like a sculpture, and it was all, so it kind of was like telephone but with art. Yeah. And Phil Ward, I don't know if you remember Phil Ward at all. But he is the one that brought it to me. I didn't get to do anything with it because I didn't have anything to contribute as well. But I know other people who did, and it's a very cool idea to see how a thought translates through different mediums, and different artists, and seeing where people took it. It was really cool to see.
That to me is fun. I like doing collaborations with other artists, and we pick one character, but we both draw them, you know, the way we draw them. Yeah, and it's interesting to see, you know. Yeah, I you know what? Actually, that reminds me. Because we had Abe Lopez on the show, Artist Abe, if you all remember, and he mentioned a possible idea of bringing like multiple artists to the studio and doing like a group, like chat time session or something like that with a bunch of different artists. And one of the ideas I had was like
artist telephone. Or like somebody, you draw one thing and then you pass it to the next person, they draw their own version of it, and you pass it like they draw their own version of it. Then we could show like the differences like between it. So if you're down, that'd be really cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, let's figure out how to make that work. But
it's like a Frankenstein type drawing where it just gets
piecemeal. Yeah, I like that. Even
that would
I
be
like that
cool.
too, where you all add your own parts to it.
right.
Oh,
You draw the
I love
arm,
that.
I'll draw the foot.
Yeah.
Someone else takes the head, and let's see what happens.
I like it. I mean, even like you could like alter things a little bit to like make it flow better into whatever you're doing next to it, kind of thing. I like it. Oh, that's really cool. That's a great idea.
Look at that pumpkin.
I know. I love that it's it's not just a face on a pumpkin, but a face that is.
It's
a
got
pumpkin.
ears.
Yeah, it's got ears.
I don't know why I decided to throw ears in them.
Yeah.
Why not?
Is
It
this
looks
like
awesome.
is this something that you? Is this like a piece that you use a lot, or that you've done a lot, or is this something new that you just created right now?
No, this is just out of my mind. But I mean,
that's
I guess
awesome.
the style I've drawn a lot.
Yeah, it's
You
your
know,
just like a
style.
skull pumpkin
Definitely your
kind of thing.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
And I notice a lot of people do like the way I draw pumpkins on my Instagram. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll keep doing those.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Do what the
Find
people
something
like.
that works, right? General Davis says Brian becomes the head of Voltron in the drawing.
Yes.
Also, apparently, you are the best felted friend, Brian.
Yep.
That's what General Davis says.
I'm aware.
I
I know I'm the best.
So what are you working on now? Like, what are you adding to the drawing now? That because it's almost done, but it looks like you're still adding little
Yeah.
details here or there.
So
What are
pretty
you
much-
working on now?
If those show up in the screen there, the layers. So I have the reference, which is just my outlining.
Oh yeah.
Layer number 3, that would be just the color base,
Okay.
all the flat color, just the orange. This would be layer number 4, would be all the details, shadows.
Oh okay.
If I
Very
want
cool.
to highlights.
Everything make it look sexy.
Oh yeah. Could
Yeah.
you like turn off the other ones to like just see
Oh,
the
yeah.
details?
So if you were just to go back to the initial pencil sketch, so
Oh
started
wow.
with
Okay.
that, and it became that.
Right.
Refined my lines, then I dropped all the color.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now I'm doing details.
Oh,
That's
that's cool.
pretty much how I do it. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so piece by layer by layer, you just
Yes.
add to it. Okay,
Yeah.
oh, very cool.
And same with paper too. I'd always did it the same.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's cool that you could do the same thing even though it's a different medium. Like you can still do things the same way.
Yeah.
How was it adjusting to like the pen? Like you had to like because it's obviously it's a little bit different with the digital pen and everything to an actual pen.
Yeah, I think the sensitivity to the screen is very good, but it's just I was always so used to drawing on a rougher type of paper. So the screen is obviously super smooth, and that was confusing.
Less resistance kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah. That makes sense.
There's things to fix that, you know.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh really?
There's things you can put on the tip of the pen to give more resistance, or you can
Oh.
get a screen protector that feels like paper.
Actually, what I got here.
Oh really? Oh okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it kind of resembles paper, and after
Oh,
using
that's
this, I'm
cool.
like,
It makes a
feels
big
like paper.
difference.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Oh really? Cool. Good to know.
So
Yeah.
little tricks I learned from a lot of my friends who do use Procreate.
Okay.
Yep.
That's awesome. I think I might start trying to practice drawing because I've always wanted to be
Do it.
better.
Yeah.
I'm not great
Suck
at it,
less.
but what?
Suck less.
I'm trying to, really. I'm trying to suck less in general in life.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's a process.
Yep.
It's okay to suck a little bit. I also work at Starbucks. And one of the things that I do is whenever I make dumb mistakes, I was like, stupid Dino. And my friends would be like, what are you doing? Like, don't call yourself stupid. Don't be so hard. I was like, it's okay. Like, we're all stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
It's fine to call it out.
Yeah.
You just,
Especially
you gotta
with Dino.
acknowledge the fact that you made a mistake, recognize that it was dumb, and do it better next time.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm not supposed to do it that way. I knew better. I should read the cup and do it the way I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
But I didn't read it, and I thought I knew what I was doing, and then I was like, it's almond milk. Damn
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yep.
like stupid things like
Dino.
that. Yeah, stupid
Can
Dino.
I get a shirt that says that?
Stupid Dino?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have
With one
too.
of your drawings on it. Yes.
Just a bad drawing. It's
Yep.
just Stupid
Yep.
Dino. Done. I'll make that shirt.
I want like you to do a stick figure of yourself and then put it on a shirt. It says stupid Dino.
I love it. I want me to use that. I'm gonna make
Do
a
it.
sticker of it.
I'd
just like
buy
put
it. I'd buy
Yeah?
it so fast.
I love it. Are you done? Is it satisfied with
Yeah,
the final
I think-
product? Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's essentially the process. I mean, if I were to continue
Yeah.
with it, it's just I would continue
add
with
more and more
shadows,
to it?
highlights and stuff like that.
That's great.
Very cool.
Well, speaking of buying stuff, what do you have any tips for taking your art from a hobby and a passion to making some money off of it?
Yeah. That's a great question. And I think the number one person who really helped me with it, or there's actually a few, would be my mom.
Oh yeah.
Anytime I made something, whether it be a sticker to really terrible drawing, she'd buy it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know, and I'm like, Mom, you already have like 6 of these. You don't need more.
Yeah, I love it.
And I understood why she did it now. You know,
Oh, yeah.
she just wanted me
Encouraging
to support
you.
me and to encourage me,
Yeah.
yeah.
It helps even if it's family, like be like, okay, somebody cares about it, even if it is family, like
Yeah.
I'm still it's validating in
Yeah.
a way, you know.
My
I got
grandma-
one of your stickers too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
I bought that when we met you. I bought the it was the glow in the dark ghost of the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
okay.
put it on my water bottle. I forgot to bring it with me. I was gonna bring it so I could show it.
Nice.
But yeah, I put that on my water bottle. I was like, this is so cool. I just love that it was it was like a sheet ghost
Yeah.
with the holes and everything, but it had a guitar. And I don't know why I love that image, but it was a glow in the dark sticker. I was like, that's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Your grandma also, you said?
Yeah, my grandma, same way. She'd always buy, every
I
time
love
she
it.
sees me, she's like, I need 6 shirts. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. 6 coming right
You
up.
wearing all
Right?
6 shirts, Grandma? She's like, you bet I am. That's awesome.
So
Need backups, you know?
then, but also my girlfriend Mandy, she has a company, which I designed this shirt for her.
Oh, cool.
She has a company called Monster Under Your Bed Clothing.
Ooh.
Oh, Monster Under Your Bed clothing.
Nice.
Okay.
And since meeting her, she has a big following on Instagram. So she's
Yeah.
kind of giving me tips and tricks on how to build the following, how to be a better salesperson.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you found somebody who shares that passion for, you know, like a small business and
Yeah.
especially with something like shirts and art and everything like that.
Oh yeah, big time.
Have you noticed your style changing at all based on like the tips from her, or is it mostly just on like the marketing side of things?
I think, yeah, since meeting her, I kind of post less personal stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of focus on the product in a sort of way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think since meeting her too, I used to post my music on my art page, what I was eating, pictures of just random stuff. And she told me you might want to focus just on what people want to see,
No, art only.
which
huh?
is just art. Yeah.
Okay.
So I made a separate music.
I mean, I
page.
do want to see what you eat every day.
Yeah. Yeah, art and then music were separate.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Do you still have like a personal Instagram that you like post the things that you want to post, or are you just focused on those two now?
Just those two.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's smart probably.
I think
3
running-
pages is a lot to keep
Yeah.
track of.
And just the 2 are kind of.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that I'm it's always interesting to find out like what works with social media, like, and I know there's people like study it and learn and how to make it work better, but like that's something that's always perplexing is like we could post what we think is great content and
Right.
still it's like, but how do we get to that like extra 100 200 people with the same content? Like we're not changing what we do because we're still going to be doing like tabletop RPGs or something like that. So it's how do we, and like people love it, people watch that stuff, but how do we get them to watch our stuff, you know?
Right.
Or like, how do we get them to like buy my art kind of thing? Like
Right.
I have to make unique and things like that and get to the right the people, and it's so interesting how it's like a game almost.
It is.
You know,
Yeah, it
it's
really is.
you got to put your pieces in the right places. You got to know the right people. You got to talk to the right venues, the right, you know, organizations, and get the right partners and sponsors and things like that. And
Yeah.
it's weird how it's like it's all a game,
Right.
in a weird, fucked up way sometimes.
Yep.
I think, yeah, it's a crazy combination of hard work,
Mm-hmm.
persistence, being consistent, developing, if you're a comedian, it's getting better at the joke writing, artists getting better at technique.
Yeah, find your craft.
Yeah, and luck.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. That's very true. I mean, I ended up in the studio with luck too. Like Danny messaged me. We worked together as performers at Knott's, and he messaged me one night like, "Hey, we talked about D&D. I have an open spot tonight. Do you want to play? We need people to play a game." And so I like guest starred in Salin's Legacy, the like long running campaign that they do here. And I was just one episode, but I got to meet Justin Shavers, who's one of our regulars, and TJ Storm, who's a super big mocap guy. He was Godzilla in the new Godzilla. He was Darth Vader in Jedi Fallen Order.
Nice.
Or,
Okay.
sorry, Star Wars Fallen Order. And he was like, and he's been on like Critical Role, like these big like Dungeons and Dragons shows and stuff, and so like I had to be with him. I was like, how did I like get here? Like it just blew my mind. And then they were like, oh, hey, you want to do a show? You want to do other stuff with us? And I was like, okay, great. And just kind of like fell into place, and now I'm hosting a show, talking to felted friends and cool artists and stuff all the time. And it blows my mind. And like I'm not making a living by it, but I've never thought I would be doing cool stuff like this, you know.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
say fortune favors the hardworking.
I like
You
that.
know,
Fortune
I
favors.
really-
Fortune favors the. What is the fortune favors the bold? But I like
The bold, yeah.
Yeah, fortune favors the hardworking. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that twist on it. It's even better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I have a friend who might have something to say about that. That's our good friend, Dr. Know-It-All.
Who's that?
Press the button. Ryan zoned out for a second. We bored him. It's
Yep.
okay. Dr. Know-It-All is our wonderful, multi-headed expert of all things. And today, his heads look like Brian,
Yeah.
Sammy, and Dino, me. And
nice.
Ryan, I'll have you moderate since that'll probably be easiest.
Perfect.
So Dr. Know-It-All will answer your questions in the chat. So please drop all the questions you want to answer. We'll answer as many as we can get to for the next 15 minutes or 10 minutes or so. Yeah, drop those questions. Thank you. And Dr. Know-It-All will answer your questions one head at a time, one word at a time, until a full answer has been given. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And then we'll include some of the question in the answer so you know what we're talking about. And then once the answer is done, we'll all bow our heads to let you know that the answer is done. Make sense? Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. One
Yep.
word at a time. One head at a time. Great. Super simple. We're terrible at this all the time.
Yep.
It's great. That's what makes it fun.
Part of the fun.
Part of the fun. Ryan, do you have any questions while we're waiting for some from the chat, or do we have one involving or anything?
Nothing yet.
Cool. Drop those questions. Let us know. You got a question for Dr. Know-It-All?
Yeah, there's 12 of you. Should be 12 questions.
Let's see. Dr. Know-It-All, what is the best felted friend to draw?
Ooh. We'll start in that scene.
The
Best
Felted.
friend
to
Draw.
would
be
Obviously.
me.
Dr. Know-It-All?
Yes.
That's good. Yeah?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. It was a good intro to Dr. Know-It-All.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
I didn't know Dr.
if it's-
Know-It-All was a felted friend.
Well, you said me, and we're Dr. Know-It-All.
Ah. I see. All right.
Come on, questions.
Can't
Where
wait
you
to
at?
see pictures of them.
Let's see. I got Dr. Know-It-All.
Oh.
What is your favorite holiday drink?
Ooh.
My
Favorite
Holiday.
drink,
would
Be
something,
cold
like.
apple,
margaritas
Ooh. Because.
they,
taste
Sweet.
and
spicy.
Leave it at that.
all right. Sweet and spicy,
Sweet
apple
and
cold
spicy.
margaritas.
Actually, we went to a sushi sushi restaurant last night, and they had it was called the Burning Mandarin, and I didn't have it the way they make it normally because I said, is it spicy? And she was like, well, I'm a spicy person, so for me it's fine, but it's probably spicy. And I was like, is there any way to make it less spicy? They're like, oh yeah, we could just not muddle the serrano peppers. And so like it was cool because you could have like there was like a kick in the back of your mouth when you drink it, like you taste the mandarin and everything and the orange and the citrus, but then like in the back there's like a little bit of kick. It's like, oh, I could tell where the spice would be, like if they did like muddle the peppers.
If we
and
had
put
it,
in
it'd
there.
be right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and I was like, thank God that I asked them not to, because I could tell it was gonna come. All right, we got
You
questions.
have
Yes.
questions?
Yay.
Yes. From Carrie Arkwell, Dr. Know-It-All, what's the scariest thing that could happen on Halloween?
Ooh. The
Scariest
Thing
that
could
happen
on
Halloween
would
be
getting
razors
shoved
in
your
face.
you want to add whatever you want to it, or you can end it.
I think
Add to it.
Yeah,
Add to it.
yeah. On your turn, you're more than welcome to bow your head and they'll let us know that that's done.
Or you could just say and. You could just say and make Dino come up with more.
Oh yeah, you can just continue it for no reason.
Yep.
That's what Chunk usually does too, and you. Great. Okay, razor shoved in your face. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
I really wanted to say face hole, but that was 2 words.
that was too. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
I'll
face hole,
sit hole.
Face hole. Razor shoved in your face holes.
face holes. That sounds terrible.
Yep. It's the worst thing
man.
that could happen on Halloween.
It's true. All right, Ryan, what we got?
We got one more question from General Davis. Dr. Know-It-All. Is Brian the true face of Perception Studio?
Oh.
Brian.
Is
Sorta.
Absolutely.
the
Face hole.
Of.
the
Studio.
Because.
he
Speaks.
Truth.
like
No.
Other.
penguin
We.
Own.
a
No other penguin. We own a lot.
Of.
cherries.
Now he gets it.
This is the chunk style now.
Nailed it.
We own a lot of cherries. Which
Allow.
Me
to
Divulge.
painful
secrets.
All.
the
Time. I don't know where that went. That was great.
That was great.
penguins
Yes.
and cherries.
Penguins and cherries
Penguins and
divulging
cherries.
secrets.
Penguins and cherries.
Yes.
Do we have any in volume, or is that it?
That is all.
Sweet. That's a good way to end it. Well, thank you, Dr. Know-It-All, for your lovely words of advice. Yay. Well, awesome. Sammy, thank you so much for being
Yeah.
here with us
Thank
today.
you guys so much for the opportunity.
You got two Instagrams. You got your music Instagram, your art Instagram. Go ahead and say those out loud for us.
Yeah, so the art Instagram is at the art of Sammy Ruiz, and the music Instagram is Sammy Ruiz Music.
Great. And his name is right there. So that's how you spell
That's
it.
how you spell it?
I will put the links in the chat for you. His link tree is right there. Click that for the whatever you need for Sammy Ruiz. Show him some love and buy some stuff if you want. I
Yeah.
mean, hey.
Buy it.
That's always great. You use stickers, art prints, whatever you want. A lot of spooky stuff. Even like the twists on your beloved characters that you like from horror movies and otherwise. So it's a lot of fun and support the music. Follow on Spotify. New album coming out beginning of next year, hopefully.
Yes.
And it's called what
Nice.
is it again?
It'll be called Lydia.
Nice.
But I
After your
do
mom,
have
right?
one currently called Ghost of LA.
That's right.
Yes.
Ghost of LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that song too. The Ghost
Yeah.
of LA song is really good. That definitely that's where I got like a lot of like Tom Waits vibes out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was really good. Need more Brian on chat time. We do. We get Brian as much as we possibly can. I think Brian is in demand. But yes, thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you, guys.
Maybe coming back for like an artist roundup. That'd be a lot of fun.
I'd love to.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Because Abe's also local. He's in like Chatsworth, so not too local, but close enough. Yay! Hopefully, see more of Sammy Ruiz here on Chat Time. Show him some love on his art pages and everything. Before we leave, if you think our show is worth $1 of your time, please join our Patreon. You can be one of our wonderful Patreon producers like MJ Snowdown, or an associate producer like Brittany Stratford, Indies Keep, Jesse Gillespie, Liam Huddlemeyer, and Mitchie909. Or you can also just if $1, as low as $1, you can do $3, $5, lots of different tiers. If you join for I think it was $5, $3 and above, $15 and above, you get the pin.
Yeah.
Yep.
$15 and above, you get a perception pin. You also get a new pin every 3 months that you're subscribed. The next one out is Cucumber.
Brian.
Me.
Brian's next.
Yep.
Look at that.
I'm gonna
Perfect.
get my own pin.
You get your own pin.
Yes.
Brian's face is going to be
I've
on your
made it.
jacket. So make sure together to get onto our Patreon if you can. Any help is wonderful. And tell your friends. Share these with your
Dick
friends like
Sword.
Dick Sword up there. That's the name there, Dick Sword.
Yep.
Dick Sword, everybody. Thank you, Dick Sword. And thank you all of you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow night. We have Friday night special. What?
Tonight.
That's right, tonight. Blades in the Dark tonight.
Blades.
So make sure to come by. Tomorrow we have Friday night special. Yes. So join us on Twitch, not YouTube, on Twitch tonight and tomorrow. Tell your friends, butts and seats, and we're having a great time. And then come back next week for more chat time.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.